to these towers, see if they can tank out those Nexus towers and possibly end the game in the next 30 seconds. Or that Swain might have something to say about it.
I think this game is GG. Yeah, especially with the pushes to late game death timers.
Yeah.
No way, not enough time at all for you to come back.
Yep. GG's coming out as Team Polxkaku comes back with a sneak Baron in this first of 3. Tell us a little bit about that ending there.
So that was really well played by Polxkaku. They knew, well, they knew that it wasn't worth it. That was cleared out by Fangs of Fury. He sweeped it. He put down pink ward. So that was a guarantee with Baron, and that was not the finisher of the game. That did not determine that they were gonna lose. The determinant was by the fact that they knew the Pantheon, Shyvana was about. They knew that Pantheon wasn't there, and they knew that Thresh and Swain was caught out all alone. That was the definer of the game, and that was the catch. And yet again, it was displayed over and over again through multiple team fights that Swain was always out of position, or Thresh. So one of the players was always out of the position, and they're always depending on Pantheon's ulti or Shyvana's ulti, and even Swain was caught off guard with that. You could tell because he wasn't even able to Zhonya's in time. So that was a really big. I'd honestly have to say that was a really big throw by USPP. They were tremendously far ahead. They didn't utilize the ward coverage. They didn't utilize. They utilized their team effectively. They didn't group up in time. They were always out of place. They were always focusing on the wrong target. So that was the biggest definer of the game. Just off the bat, Polxkaku I felt had more teamwork. More
synergy. Yep, completely. We did see the early game going in favor for Team USPP, but their inability to maybe take an advantage or stop when the advantage deceases. They were just adamant on pushing and not doing unwatchable. Sorry, my stream is unwatchable.
I have no idea what to say. But I also want to delve into something else. That was do you still hear the background noise, by the way?
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Okay, so well, if you look at the team scores around mid to late game, right? That was kind of one of the biggest times when USPP was coming back, not coming back, but more like, here's where all my advantage kicks in, and I'm just gonna try to end the game around this time frame. But the biggest problem was that a lot of the gold was allocated towards Operative Lawson. Yet again, he took most of the kills. Yet again, he ensures that he gets most of the gold, and that was a big mistake. Gamma Core never got any kills as an ADC, and ADC is supposed to carry the game. It was not granted to him at all. So Gamma Core, at one point, he didn't even have a Last Whisper around 30 minutes in. And you had the Sivir who had a Last Whisper, had a Banshees already, he had 3 items and a defensive item. So it kind of shows that, Operative Lawson is a great jungler, but I just feel as if that he needs to rely on his teammates more. He needs to allocate those resources, and that really actually put behind Polxkaku, and they were really close to losing. And unfortunately, I have to say the loss was not purely just because of Polxkaku's attempts to catch them out. No, it was because of the mistakes that were continuously made by USPP. And here entering, we go into game 2, and hopefully we could see a turn of events, and we're seeing, I identify my mistakes now, and I'm gonna work well against it. And coming off the bat, we see a Braum ban, identifying that Braum is an OP support, and a ban to that will be selected. We see a Ziggs ban.
Sorry, a little. Gonna move this over here. Maybe I don't know where to put the songs.
Okay, so we see a Braum ban, we see a Ziggs ban, we see a Kassadin ban, and we see a Swain ban. Followed up with the Jack. So I think it's clear that Polxkaku, like I said, they were gonna ban Swain. Swain was probably one of the biggest things, and it's not I think it was Swain and Pantheon what kept USPP in the game. When I say kept, as in retained the advantage to ensure that they would win.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
so you see a Swain and Pantheon ban, they didn't bother to ban out the Lee Sin, so maybe this might be a mistake by Polxkaku, but we'll see how the Lee Sin comes out in this game. It
Yeah,
could come
we
out with double digits, but
maybe, maybe not. I feel like Sengetsu might have a couple other champions that he can pull out to counter that Lee Sin. Lee Sin locked in his first pick, China Joey, extremely comfortable on that champion, does not want it to go to waste. As I believe Iruru or Sengetsu could play that champion extremely well themselves.
yeah, so I mean, like I was saying, the Lee Sin is going to be picked up by China Joey, and one of the biggest problem by Lee Sin is actually by the fact that he doesn't scale tremendously well. He has a lot of bursts, but he's such a skill-dependent champion. When I say such, I mean solely dependent on it. If he messes up on a Q, if he messes on a W, and he doesn't have any form of gap closing or any form of defensive outage during the burst, he's gonna get screwed so hard. And we're coming off the bat, we're gonna see Fangs of Fury opting for the Thresh and Gamma Core once again opting for the Lucian, a safe pick, and of course a great pick as well as an ADC. So ADC and support picking off for the blue purple team, waiting to see what blue team reveals within their reveals what kind of team comp they're gonna have.
Yeah, I like the start here. Gammacore getting back onto that Lucian. He did look extremely strong on there. Fangs of Fury opting for that Thresh pick as it's extremely strong. Probably one of the stronger picks compared to the Braum. Morgana, one of the stronger picks as well. I feel like Fangs of Fury is pretty well known for his Thresh player throughout this tournament. So we'll see if he can make those picks happen again and hook
Yep.
some bitches.
Yep. Yes. Forgive the language, but yep.
Hey man.
Anyways, looks like Operative Lawson is gonna opt for the J4 instead of the Vi this time. So more of a supportive jungler, but we'll see how he plays. It really is his playstyle actually, so that's gonna be
I
difficult to alter. Looks like Sengetsu might opt for the Nami mid once more, maybe, but no, he's not foolish enough. He's gonna go for the Lulu mid. So he's able to enhance the Operative Lawson and Gamma Core or Fangs of Fusion in team fights, preventing a catch out.
that might be a top lane pick. There has been a lot of talk about Lulu top. We might see that in top lane and save the mid lane for the last pick just to counteract the picks going in here. Maybe
Yep.
I'm giving Polxkaku a little too much credit, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. So the reason why Lulu has been picked a lot for top, for those of you who don't know, is that Lulu has the ability to do well in a 1v2, right? So you don't really, and a lot of the meta now has shifted to a 1v2, so you want to kind of prevent that kind of thing. So a lot of people have say, hey, you know what, let's just put a 1v1 scenario, and even then, when the meta is all about teleporting, Lulu can make sure that you don't teleport, that you're not getting out of the, you're not going anywhere. I'm gonna make sure I'm right in front of your face. I'm gonna harass you all day. I'm gonna be that little annoying gremlin that was, born to be. So
Yeah, and no one
yeah.
likes Gremlin. Okay.
Yep. No, I don't even like Timo, dude. I
Yes,
don't even
I
like that
I
guy.
like it. Rengar getting picked up in that top lane.
Oh.
You know a little bit about Rengar. What happened with his nerfs recently?
Actually, I haven't followed with the Rengar. I heard it was like a hotfix or something, but what happened is that, what was this? Ryan Choi has become recently. When I say recent, I mean literally recently. Like last week or 2 weeks ago, he's gotten so popular, with a video of him kind of like, excuse the language, just constantly, like hammering himself onto Vasily over and over again. And you see Vasily he can't do anything. And the worst part is I burst against it too. You just can't stop his Rengar. His build is 4 Dorans. You got a Tiamat, you got Last Player, you got Yomus, and you got another Brutalizer. It is just scary. He will burst you to death within a couple seconds. I don't want to say a couple, I mean 2 to 3 or 1 even. And it's just a living nightmare. And I really hope to see Iruru pull that off. It'll just, I mean, when I say I want to see it, it's not because I'm biased for Polxkaku. I just want to see it because it's gonna be really, really funny when you see a Lee Sin full offensive build just get bursted down. You see a TF get bursted down. Oh man, it's going to be funny.
Yeah,
But
they got a lot of prime targets there for that Rengar to just munch on.
yeah,
So
yeah. If you're looking at the team comp for just for those of you who are just starting to tune in, blue team we have USPP, and on purple team we have Polxkaku. Polxkaku won the first game, and if you're looking at blue team, which is USPP, you're seeing that they don't really have a defensive front line right now. They only have Renekton, and that's pretty much it. They're going for a catch-oriented team comp, which is what I like to say Polxkaku went for last game. But yet again, blue team's opting for more of less threats this game, because if Renekton goes tank, then you got only TF, Caitlyn, and Lee Sin to deal damage. So that's 3 threats. You got in Polxkaku, you got like a Rengar as a pure threat. You got Lucian, you got Lulu. You can play defensive and offensive. So equally, I could almost say that both teams have equal amount of threats. Let's say 2, around 3 threats each. And threats are really important. When I mean threats, the terminology refers to people with kill potentials. I don't mean Morgana with just CC. That's it. I just mean people who are able to finish off, to kill them, to deal the damage needed to carry the game. Yeah. So looking forward to the J4 that you brought up earlier, Stoop, and hopefully to see how Lulu and the J4 synergize together, and the Rengar too.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised here. China Joey not opting to go for that Lee Sin. We'll see Jacob CN in the jungle on that instead. The TF in the mid lane. We all know China Joey is extremely good on that Lee Sin. I'm surprised he just let someone else play it instead of him.
Yeah, I think the JCBN also plays Lee Sin too. So I think he's also known for his Lee Sin. I think both players play that champion relatively effectively. And I feel like putting China Joy on another AD champion might reduce their chances of winning. So I think they looked at it in that respect. They looked at it, hey, you know what, we're lacking AP. You can play Lee Sin almost as well as me. I'm just going to let you play Lee Sin as well.
Yeah, after seeing that TF pick, I'm surprised Polxkaku didn't just send that Lulu up top and possibly play like a LeBlanc or maybe Syndra. I'm not sure if that Syndra was targeted ban last game, but if it was, that Syndra is extremely efficient against, say, a TF. Same with LeBlanc, they could devastate that lane. So
yeah, and I think going off what you were talking about the TF is gonna. I think USPP really has got to focus on, I've got global pressure from TF. I've got high mobility from the Lee Sin. Totally different from what they had last game. They had a brute force. I'm gonna slowly poison you to death, with Swain. Slowly kill you up front, just walk into your team and just make you crumble slowly. But this time it's more of, I'm gonna catch you out. I got ulti, I got Lee Sin with high mobility, the ability to outplay you. So really, USP has a lot of skill-oriented champions here. Whereas if you're looking at Polxkaku, I got a straight up front. I'm just operative loss. So I'm just gonna EQ you in. I'm gonna ulti. I'm just gonna get you. I'm just gonna ulti you and support you. And you got Iruru. I'm just gonna mash buttons and kill you. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how both teams play it out. I think we can kind of almost imagine how Polxkaku's gonna play out their team fights. Although it'll always be beautiful to watch a ginormous J4, or a ginormous Thresh, or a ginormous Rengar walking through the battlefield. But at the same time,
or a ginormous Lee Sin, or a ginormous Renekton, or
yep. Right. Okay, but overall, it's just gonna be really interesting how USPP is gonna play out this comp. I think it'll be a huge determining factor in how they play it, and how they make decisions, and when to decide to TP, so on and so forth. So that'll be probably the biggest critical thing for these team fights. Because overall, in terms of 5v5, I feel like it's favoring Polxkaku right now.
Definitely, especially with the addition to Rengar being an extremely mobile assassin with his recent buffs, or his rework, you could say. His ability to consistently throw out damage now has been heightened, and I feel like he could definitely jump onto that Caitlyn or that Twisted Fate and just make their day a hell, living out. And there's also that Jarvan and that Lulu. Jarvan and Lulu synergize extremely well. Jarvan needs to get into range to land his EQ, and if Lulu can speed him up, get him further, and just have him ult or EQ in, China Joey having no escapes. Same with Renekton, if he gets his E's down, and Morgana, no escapes but the flash. There's a lot of potential for that Jarvan and Lulu combo to do some work.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah, that's what I was kind of like